Hey friends, it's Lex at LexReads. Today, we're going to be talking about some of the books that I love that are pretty universally disliked. We're just starting right out of the gate. Hot take, when I was in middle school, the Hush Hush series by Becca Fitzpatrick was my favorite. Now, I haven't reread it since I was like 14 or 13 or something. That being said, in my brain, I stand by that. Should I? Probably not. Do I? Yeah. So I recognize that this is just about the trashiest book series that exists. It's basically Twilight, but angels and like a little bit raunchier. But I loved it. I need to reread it, actually. I just, when I was starting my book reorganization, because I'm working on reorganizing my shelves, so I can have books behind me when I'm filming. I don't actually know if you can see any of the books now, so I might need to fix my angle a little bit or something, but that's not important. But anyway, I was, putting my series on the shelf, and I was like, might it be time for a Hush Hush reread? So be on the lookout for that, because I'll definitely vlog it. But anyway, I stand by it. I loved it. We'll see if I actually stand by it soon, but I mentally stand by it, so. The next one, it's in the same vein. This is the Twilight Saga by Stephanie Meyer. We're living in the Twilight Renaissance. You know, it was super, super popular a decade ago when we all read it for the first time. And then everyone decided that they hated Twilight for a hot minute. And I was like, why are we hating on Twilight? I love Twilight. And I stood by that. And then now we are in the Twilight Renaissance and everyone loves Twilight again. And I'm like, okay, well, I've been here the whole time, so. But listen, I recognize, once again, that Twilight is trashy, and it's not very good. But it's so instrumental in my reading that I love it, and I stand by it, and I'm gonna probably love it forever. I'm currently doing a reread. I'll link my Twilight reread vlog down below, so you can watch it if you want to. But I vlogged it, and then sat down and did a review, and then I found a list of, well, actually in my book, there was a list of book club questions, and I answered them. And it was great. It was so much fun. Number 3. This is a recent read for me, but I've talked about it a few times on my channel already. This is the All for the Game trilogy by Nora Sakovic. Okay, listen. I get it. They're not great. Objectively, they're not the best. But I would die for Neil Justin or Andrew Minyard or Aaron Minyard or Kevin Day or Matt Boyd or Dan Wilds or Renee Walker, so fight me. You just have to commit to the suspension of disbelief, and then it's so good. So good. This is one that I haven't really heard a ton of people talk about on BookTube ever, but just in general, I've heard a lot of bad things about this. That's the Vampire Diaries. I'm in love with the Vampire Diaries TV show. It's one of my favorite TV shows of all time. The books, if you've read the books and watched the show, you know. The books are an adventure. I mean, the TV show is also an adventure, but the books are an adventure. I'm not mad at them. And I really liked them when I was younger, and I stand by that. All I'm saying is that they're not as bad as everyone thinks they are. They're not as bad as everyone thinks they are. Next up, we have all of the John Green books that I've read. And people don't necessarily hate these books, although they kind of sometimes do, but everyone thinks they're overhyped, and a lot of people think that they're obnoxious and pretentious and not that good. And hot take, I stan those pretentious teenagers. I love them. That's one of the things that I like in YA are the pretentious teenagers that are kind of obnoxious. I'm into that. Looking for Alaska, so good. The Fault in Our Stars, pretty good. Paper Towns, not as bad as everyone thinks it is. sure, they're not the best books in the entire world, but like, come on, give a man some credit. They're pretty good. They're pretty good books. They're fun to read. They hurt me inside in good ways. The next one is in the same vein. That's All the Bright Places by, oh my gosh, what? She's like one of my, All the Bright Places is one of my favorite, why can't I remember who the hell is All the Bright Places by? I can't remember her name. All the Bright Places by name here. Listen, I get it, right? It's kind of like a John Green book, but not John Green. And it's like got the like hashtag quirky teenagers. It's got the sad boy hours. It's got all of the things you expect of a John Green book, but it's not written by John Green. It's written by, oh my god, why can't I remember her name? I swear to God, I know her name. I've talked about this book so many times. Anyway, yeah, I stand by that the same way I stand by John Green books. The movie wasn't as good as I wanted it to be. I'll also link that video down below. And the last one is another one of my favorite books of all time that kind of has gotten a bad rep. That's We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. Remembered that name. A lot of people hated the twist. And this is one of those books that you like, it's hard to talk about because it's one of those books where like if you talk about any of the things, it ruins the mystery. So I don't want to give anything away in case you haven't read it. If you haven't read it, do it. It's so good. Listen, it should have been obvious to me. I should have seen it coming, but I didn't. And it destroyed me. It was so good. Honestly, this is one of those books, everyone has those, like, books that they would, like, sell their soul to be able to go back and reread for the first time, like, read for the first time again. That's how I feel about We Were Liars, because, oh my goodness, you guys, I love it. The prose is stunning. How it's set up is stunning. The plot twist, I liked it. So, I live by that. That's all I have for you guys today. I'm sorry this one's a little bit shorter and a little bit more chill. I'm trying, like I said, to redo my bookshelves, so I wanted to set aside a hot minute to do that this afternoon, and I've been doing really bad at filming ahead of time. So when I film the day I post, it is really hard. But thank you for hanging out with me. It's been a joy. I'm really excited about my videos for the next few days. So tomorrow, I have, I'm reading The Raven Cycle for the first time. I've never read it before. I've managed to avoid spoilers. I don't know anything about this book. Well, I mean, I've read the first book, so I know that. But, like, I don't know anything about this book series, which has been really, really fun to experience. That, like, going into this really popular book series for the first time. So I did the same thing I did with the Twilight vlog. As soon as this is up, I'll come back and I'll link it down below. But I, like, read it and I vlogged the reading experience, and then I sat down and, like, talked about my feelings, and I made predictions, and I'm really excited, and it turned out really well, so you should come back tomorrow and check that out. It goes up 1:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And then on Sunday, I have a big book haul, which, once again, I'm just super excited about, because I love me a good book haul. I just do. I'm sorry I'm such a mess. I will see you tomorrow. Please come back. I'm really excited about it. It's so good. I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye, friends.